Hi, this is Julie. I'm here with Mike, and he's going to tell us about a new game called Weirdwood. Well, you go.
Weirdwood Manor.
Thank you.
It's a tongue twister.
It is. What do we have here?
So Weirdwood Manor, it's a co-op for 1 to 5 players.
Nice.
Set in a universe called Weirdwood Manor.
Okay.
The board represents the manor, and in the game you assume the role of one of 6 asymmetrical characters, battling against one of 3 asymmetrical monsters who's invaded the manor with their little Clockwork Scarab minions.
Oh gosh.
And in order to win the game, you have to defeat this monster before you run out of time. So there's a temporal mechanic in the game where on your turn, when you take actions, everyone has their own player board here, and you take actions by playing cards to your board.
Okay.
When you play a card to your board, you're choosing to play one of these slots which are keyed to a time of day.
Okay.
So if I play this card to the afternoon before I resolve the actions on the card, I've got to update the time over on the main game board to be in the afternoon. So you can see right here, we're in the morning of day number 1. So I would move this ring so that now we're at one of the afternoon spots.
Wow.
And so what happens during gameplay, as gameplay continues and players take action, time continues to tick off in the game as we come around into the nighttime and past this icon back in the morning. You then move this ring and you go into day number 2.
Oh, wow.
And so the players have a total of 12 days to win the game.
Okay.
It's also worth noting that as these rings move, it opens and closes access to the various rooms in the manor, changing where the monsters and the players can move around on the board. That's cool. That's kind of how the game works. There's also a little bit of some RPG flavor to the game. You score experience points. You can spend that on your individual player boards for additional abilities and powers.
Okay.
There are companions that you can recruit in the game as well, who will give you additional abilities, more spots to play cards to.
Okay.
And all the while you're doing this, the monster will be doing his own thing, moving around the board, making life miserable for the players. And again, each of the 3 monsters has their own deck of cards, AI-driven cards, their own board, and their own loss mechanics and their own goals. So they all play differently. So this is the Min Wraith here, and the game comes with 2 additional monsters, Theris, who's a Dark Mage, and this Chaos Ogre. And again, you can see the boards are very different and they play quite differently.
That is so cool.
Yeah, we've been in development for 2.5 years, and we're coming to Kickstarter on April the 18th.
Nice. How many people is this game for?
It plays 1 to 5.
1 to 5, okay.
Yeah, it plays really well solo. We recommend people play it solo 2-handed, so with 2 characters.
Okay.
But it plays well at all player counts.
Good.
It plays typically about 90 to 120 minutes.
Okay.
It's a medium to medium heavy game. The basic rules are not overly complex, but it is a game that you can string together a lot of powerful combinations, and so as you learn the game, you can do some pretty in-depth kind of turns. Yeah.
What is the ages on this?
We're calling it 14 and up.
Okay.
We do have a family mode in the game that plays a little simpler.
Okay.
And the family mode, basically, the way it works is anytime experience points are scored in the game, they're tracked communally on the outside ring of the main board here. And what that means is that all the players all get the same rewards at the same time. So players who are not quite as adept at playing don't fall behind more experienced players quite as much in the gameplay.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
MSRP, we're still working on it. For Kickstarter, we're going to have a deluxe and sort of standard version of the game. The deluxe version, which you're showing here, which the acrylic standees, these little hand-painted scarabs, it's going to be about $95 US.
Okay.
The standard pledge version is probably about $65.
Okay.
MSRP, we're still working on the pricing. So I can't give you that number right now.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. Well, thank you so much.
When is it releasing again?
April 18th on Kickstarter.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thanks, guys.